What's up, guys? We're the Comic Lads. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about maybe one of the worst things Merlin and I have ever seen. We're talking about Supergirl from 1984.
This movie was it was quite a roller coaster. Honestly, I did enjoy most of it just for the sole fact that like it was just hilarious and the campiness was just all over the place.
This movie is only Supergirl in name, like nothing else. There's nothing cool about her. Supergirl in the comics is like sometimes even more like of a badass than Superman. Like she is actually weathered by the destruction of Krypton because she wasn't like a toddler when it happened. She like experienced all of it and then is stuck on this like piece of Krypton that's floating in space and still watching everyone die around her. And like when she gets to Earth, bro, she's like hard as fuck, dude. Like she's so dope. She doesn't take shit from anybody. And in this, she's like, I don't know, she has the brain of like a 4-year-old, bro. Like she looks at like rocks and is like, I don't know, like I don't even know. Like,
Plot opens up with Kara, aka Supergirl, and we find out that there is a part of Krypton that when the planet blew up, the city was dislodged from the actual planet, and it's just been kind of in free fall through outer space with everyone living in this little like cave system. So on this city that's separated from Krypton, it's called Argo City. They're going about their business through space, and Kara one day finds the source of Argo City's power and life, which is called the Omega Hedron. It's this little ball.
it's like a magic 8-ball.
It's a magic 8-ball, and it can essentially do anything. Like you can
Literally whatever you want.
Whatever you think of when you're holding it or imagining it,
It'll be.
And by the way, like just the fact that someone is like able to get into the one power source that's keeping everyone alive, like there should be like guards standing around it like at all times to make sure like nothing happens to it.
The Omega Hedron just gets sucked out into space.
Yeah, so the Omega Hedron goes to Earth, which means Supergirl has to go to Earth.
Yep.
We get a hilarious scene where she arrives on Earth. She's like a toddler.
She is.
Like learning about like anything for the first time.
No, dude, she picks up a rock and goes like,
Yeah, she starts like making googly eyes at a rock.
like what?
I know, of all the things you could show, like she's not even gazing out at the water, which she's probably like never seen
like
before.
A bird or something.
Yeah, the trees. She picks up just a rock and there's rocks everywhere, and she's like,
So she goes to Earth with this like urgent mission to find this thing, and then she like enrolls in high school. Like she comes up with this whole Clark Kent like fake alter ego persona to go to high school.
One kind of cool part about this though is that she does meet Lois Lane's sister, Lucy, and it was definitely like kind of nice too. Like they have a few nods to Christopher Reeve. Like there's a giant poster of Superman in Lucy's dorm room.
Couldn't get him to be in the movie though.
Honestly, I don't know if I'm like sad or happy about that.
Yeah, might have been awful to see it
Yeah.
like in this doggy movie.
Agreed. So while all that's happening, we actually see that the Omega Hedron has landed on Earth next to this like shitty sorceress that like she's basically just like a tarot card reader.
Yeah,
Like, she should be working at like a carnival or something. And she kind of has that like Mysterio complex going on where she's like trying to be like this like sorcerer and this master of, you know, magic and all that.
No more parlor tricks and sleight of hand.
Mysterio is now the master of real magic.
But with this Omega Hedron, she quickly realizes that it's like a super powerful device that she can use.
Yeah, and it like lets her like it's like tech. Like it's magic the way it works, but it's like supposed to be like Kryptonian tech.
Yeah.
But it can like summon demons and shit and like ghostly like powers and like occult stuff, and you're like, okay,
Yeah.
I guess so. The girl who plays Supergirl and the girl who plays the villain Selena got like awards for like the worst actor like that year, and it's like deserved.
I have a secret too, Nigel. I have the power.
Unbelievable, dude.
really overacts everything. Like it's hard to take her seriously with like some of the line delivery, and she always has this, I can't explain it, but every time she's like in a scene, she has this weird like it's like I don't know what it is, like that was her only face throughout the whole movie in every single scene.
Yeah, and Supergirl's only face was
Yeah. So with the Omega Hedron, you would have thought that straight off the bat, your plans would be like, oh, world domination. Let's freaking get this going. Any wish, anything that I can think of is in my reach.
yeah, I know.
But for some reason, her and her little sidekick, like played by like,
Joey's mom from Friends.
yeah, they're like driving around, just like talking about what they want to do with the Omega Hedron, and they come across this like renovations worker, like this lawnmower that's just hanging out on the side of the street.
Yeah, Tom Cruise from Dollar Tree.
Yeah, you got the mullet, the shirtless look going on with like the chest hair and all that. Her whole plot motivation now becomes her trying to seduce this man and get him to fall in love with her. So she invites him over to basically like work on her lawn. Like, no, but that's what it is. Like, he arrives at her place, he's like, oh, where's the lawn? Like, where do I start working? And she ends up using this love potion that the Omega Hedron has concocted for her. And this love potion is dependent on, okay, it's gonna knock you out, and whoever you see first when you wake up, that's who you're gonna be in love with.
Yeah. So then he gets knocked out, and she leaves. She leaves him there, you know, to just like be like unconscious. He wakes up in her headquarters, which is like a haunted house.
And he wakes up and he's like, what the fuck? And he starts tripping and he goes into like her back room. Like it's actually like a haunted amusement park.
Yeah, no, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's like skeletons and he's just like freaking out. And he starts walking through the little town that they're in, the unspecified town. And keep in mind, this spell that she put on him is dependent that the first person he sees, he's supposed to be head over heels in love with.
Yeah.
And he's stumbling around this town like a drunken buffoon. And the whole time I'm thinking, dude, his eyes are open. There's women and men everywhere.
Like 30 people.
He's all over the place. Meanwhile, Selena, she comes back to her headquarters and is like, where is he? So they use the Omega Hedron to like make like a little portal to see where he is, and they're spying on him, and they can see that he's walking through this town, and she's like, oh my god, he can't see anyone. Otherwise he'll be in love with them and not me.
Then like he's walking in broad daylight. So that like instead of just going to get him and making him look at her to make the friggin' potion work or the spell or whatever it is, she like uses the magic 8-ball to commandeer like a construction vehicle, chase him throughout the town and like destroy shit everywhere and cause damage. And like her plan is like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get this thing to like pick him up and bring him to me.
Yeah, this thing is going like 5 miles an hour. It's like, what, this thing is gonna take him really all the way back. She can play
him and like can't grab him as he's like stumbling slowly.
Yeah,
like a drunk guy.
And that scene lasts like 5 minutes of just him like slowly trying to get away.
It's unbearable. And then finally, as you'd guess, it results in like, oh, the first person he lays eyes on is Supergirl. So that leads into, I think it's gotta be both our favorite parts.
Definitely. Definitely.
So like Supergirl's at this like carnival she gets led to by Selena, I'm guessing. Ethan appears there like out of the shadows like a fucking wraith. Bro, it's so scary. He shows like Supergirl's like looking around for clues and Ethan comes out of the shadows like the phantasm, bro. And he's holding like roses and chocolate. And he like starts and like the spell is working, so he's like in love with her, which means he can like only talk to her in like weird like poetic like rhyming schemes.
Yeah.
Linda, lovely Linda Lee, these roses pale beside thee.
Like he starts talking to her like dollar store Shakespeare, bro. Like, it's like, what's happening? Kisses her out of nowhere, which she doesn't object to, so you're like, that's great.
This is also like a 16-year-old girl, and this man is like clearly like at least 30.
Oh yeah, I know, it's like Dirty Dancing, 100%. Yeah. And then he like tries to sweep her off her feet, but like literally, and she's like using her super strength or durability or whatever to like not move, and she's like not letting him pick her up, and she's like, no, and he goes, please, and then again he goes, please.
Please,
Please?
as he's like leading her to sit down at like the bumper cars or whatever it is.
That's please. He asked the girl out. She said no. He said, please.
You want to go back to my place? Oh, I don't think I'm ready. Please,
Please.
Please?
suffering the 2-hour runtime was worth it alone for that inside joke, which will last us for years to come. Please,
Yeah, like, can we start watching some good movies? No, not yet.
please.
Please.
Oh man,
Oh, shit.
that's so good.
So, like, basically, friggin' Selena has, like, full control of the Omega Hedron. She, like, makes a mountain appear in the city, and, like, her castle's on top, and you're like, holy shit.
Yeah.
It's still not done. And then Supergirl goes there to, like, confront her, and she uses the Omega Hedron to put Supergirl into the Phantom Zone, and you're like, oh, something from Superman. Whoa.
Yeah.
Holy shit. And honestly, the Phantom Zone sequence was kind of cool.
I did like it. It felt very
It
otherworldly.
was creepy, like,
Yeah.
it wasn't, like, goofy as hell.
Yeah.
Like, inexplicably makes it back from the Phantom Zone, like, straight to where, like, she left, like, in the stupid castle. And then Selena, like, summons, like, a demon.
Nah, she summons like
Cthulhu.
yeah. Yeah, she summons Cthulhu.
Yeah.
And it starts like squeezing her, and it's basically like that whole fight scene is just like 5 minutes of her going like, oh, she's like, oh, and she ends up just like through perseverance pushing the demon off and sending Selena up into the demon's grasp instead.
So then she has the Omega Hedron. She's like about to go back, save the day, and you're like, please, please finish, please. and then she has the ball, and she like goes into the water, like on Earth, and then Argo City's there underwater, and then the credits roll, and you're like, what?
Yeah. What is this underground
Yeah.
thing? And I'm like, is the movie done yet? But then the credits start rolling, and I'm like,
I know. I'm like, what did she like go into the water and like wish for Argo City to be underwater on Earth now, so she can like live with her people on Earth?
but wait, if the Omega Hedron is that powerful, everyone in Krypton would just wish for like a new Krypton.
Yeah, right.
That's the thing, is that when you have something as powerful as like a all-granting wish device,
Yeah.
like you can't help but have holes in your stories at some point. I don't know, I almost got like the same kind of enjoyment from this movie that I would from like Batman and Robin, honestly.
Yeah.
Like it's just like so bad, but it's not like Swamp Thing level bad where it's like,
Incomprehensible.
yeah, and there's like nothing that you like about it in the bad, but a lot of the bad in this was like, this is just,
It was pretty funny.
like, this is hilarious.
Yeah, it's true.
This is the type of movie you gotta watch with friends.
Absolutely.
If I watched it alone, it would have been bad. Like, no one would hear from me for a while.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
So like for like the last couple episodes, besides Swamp Thing, it's been like super Superman centric, just because we've been going in chronological order, and like all they were making were Superman movies. We got 2 more movies though upcoming until we get into like Batmania, dude. I'm so excited to get into them. So we got a lot of good stuff coming up.
Excited to watch something that isn't Superman centric.
Agreed.
And I think that Batman is going to be like very refreshing. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like and comment your thoughts if you've seen this super over-the-top Supergirl movie. We're the Comic Lads, and we'll see you on the next one.
Please.
Please?
Please!